Hey, it's Keto Granny, and I want to talk with you about intermittent fasting. Some people have been asking me, what is intermittent fasting? How do you do it? How do you figure out your schedule? What type of foods do you eat? How do you eat? That's what makes intermittent fasting so easy to do, because you don't have to wonder about any of this. Intermittent fasting is not a diet. It is simply a schedule of when you eat and when you do not eat. When you eat, that is called your eating window, and you can have this eating window be any time that you want or need that fits your lifestyle. When you're not eating, this is called your fasting window, and during this time, it's just what it says: you're fasting. You're not eating. But during this time, you can drink liquids, and you can have things like tea. You can have black coffee. You can have lemon water. You can have apple cider vinegar with a little bit of lemon juice and some Himalayan pink salt. So there are some things you can drink. Broth. There are some things that you can drink during this time, but you don't want to drink anything that has calories in it. You want to have anything that has below, I would say, 30 calories. Some people say that anything below 50 calories is good. But really, any calories that you have is breaking your fast. So you really want to stick with low calorie drinks when you are doing the ketogenic diet to get the best results. Now, on the ketogenic diet, there are many options as far as the scheduling that you can have while you're doing your intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, there are several ways to do it. People have this 5-2, different things like that. But I believe intermittent fasting should be done on a daily basis if you're going to do it, and not do like 5 days of fasting and then 2 days of regular eating. To me, that is not intermittent fasting. That's just another excuse to continue with some of your bad habits. Now, intermittent fasting can be done in several ways. I'm going to talk about the ones that I use the most and some that are most popular. And we have 12 and 12. I don't know if you can see that. But on the 12 and 12 schedule, for 12 hours you will fast, and for 12 hours you will have an eating window. So say from 7 o'clock in the evening until 7 o'clock in the morning, you will fast. During this time, you should be sleeping, so you shouldn't have that big of a problem as far as doing intermittent fasting if you stretch it over the hours that you sleep. So if you do it from 7 in the evening until 7 in the morning, that is a 12-hour stretch. You can have your breakfast at that morning. You would eat again before 7 o'clock p.m. that evening, and that's when you would start your fasting schedule again. Now, a lot of people find that this is the easiest schedule for them to start with when they start with intermittent fasting, and you want to find a schedule that's going to be easy for you to stick with. So 12 and 12 is a good schedule to start with, and you will see some results on that intermittent fasting schedule. The intermittent fasting schedule that I do a lot is 16 and 8. So that means for 16 hours, I don't eat. For 16 hours, I choose to fast. So for 16 hours, I will have drinks like black coffee. I will have tea. I will have warm lemon water. Or I will just have warm water, drink warm water. I will have apple cider vinegar. I will have chicken broth. You see, there are a lot of different little 0-calorie drinks. It's what you want to have when you're doing your intermittent fasting window. During your fasting window, you are allowed to have 0-calorie drinks. And I'm not recommending that you have diet sodas or anything like that, because I don't drink diet sodas. Now, some people do, and they get the zero drink, but you have to remember that some of the sweeteners that they use raise your insulin. And anytime your insulin is raised, then you're not fasting. So it's best just to stick with things like the water, tea, black coffee. Okay, for the other 8 hours, that is your eating window. And during that time, it doesn't mean that you get to eat for 8 hours. It means that this is when you will have your meals. And if you're going to have your breakfast, then that's the time that you will break your fast. For breakfast, you can have something really simple like bacon and eggs. Add in a side dish of a vegetable, because on the ketogenic diet, you do want to get enough vegetables in on this diet so that you can feel your best. That's very, very important. So remember that. Again, we're talking about the 16 and 8 schedule. And as I said, for 16 hours, you will fast. And then for 8 hours, this is when you'll have your meals. So during that 8-hour window, you want to have your meal before it's time for you to start fasting again. And that way you'll have excellent benefits. Now, I also do 18 and 6 a lot. And that's why I fast for 18 hours, which I have just my liquids during this time usually. And I usually try to exercise. If I'm going to do my exercise, I like to do it during my fasting window, because that's when I get the most benefit for myself. Now, this is something that you will have to look at for yourself, because some people do exercise during their eating window. So whatever works out best for you and what your body feels best at, that's what you want to do. Now, when I'm doing my 18 and 6, normally my schedule is something like this. I will have my meal. If I'm doing OMAD, I'm going to have my meal around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's going to be like my big meal. Sometimes I do the OMAD, and that's 1 meal a day, so that's what I'm talking about now. When I do the 1 meal a day, I try to make my meal as late as possible in the evening, but before 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. So that gives me a little leeway. Sometimes, because I am on a certain medication called warfarin, I have to make sure that I eat a certain amount of vegetables per day. So when I am doing OMAD, then later on I will add in some type of a vegetable or a vegetable smoothie, something just to make sure I'm getting enough vegetables to keep my levels like they're supposed to be on that medication. So it's very, very important before you start any diet that you check with your doctor, especially if you're taking medications, because you want to make sure that you don't interfere with that process because of a diet that you're doing. On my 18 and 6, I usually eat my meals about 1 o'clock during the day, and then I'll have a 6-hour eating window, so I usually stop eating by 7 o'clock in the evening. And that gives me 6 hours to get my other meal in if I'm going to have another meal, or to help me adjust to what I'm going to do for that day. So when you're doing intermittent fasting, you can adjust your eating window to fit whatever is necessary for your lifestyle. If you want to eat between 1 and 7, that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That gives you your 6-hour eating window. That's how you count your eating window. From 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock, that's 6 hours. So that gives you time to have either your 1 meal or your 2 meals, and space those meals out so that you will get the most benefit from them. You don't want to eat a meal and then have a snack and a meal. That's not how you use your eating window. Use that eating window to eat 1 or your 2 meals that you're going to have for that day, and stop. And then have your liquids. And like I said, if you have your fasting window during the time that you are sleeping, that makes it a whole lot easier. And then in the morning when you wake up, you can start with your liquids. Also, to this video, I'm going to attach my intermittent fasting schedule so that you can get an idea of how I do my schedule, and that will help you get your intermittent fasting schedule together. Now, before I get any further, I want to say that if this video helps you or you're getting some good information from it, please hit that subscribe button, and that way you won't miss any videos that I share. And also, I am trying to get my channel to grow, so please share. If there's anyone you think that this information will help, please share it with them. I like teaching about the ketogenic diet, so you will find me always trying to give some information or do something. This diet has changed my life so much to the point that I became a certified keto coach, and it's something that I love doing, and I'm going to get more into doing. I was working outside, so I had stopped making a lot of videos, but now since we have the coronavirus scare going on and everything, I am at home. I have had to, not working right now. I'm an independent contractor, so it really leaves me in a bad spot. But my health is a lot more important, and it should be yours also. And we all have to work together in order to get this thing under control. So everyone, please be safe. Anyway, back to the intermittent fasting. So below I'm going to post in this video, I'm going to post my intermittent fasting schedule, and post below what intermittent fasting schedule do you have? Have you tried intermittent fasting? What questions do you have about intermittent fasting? Post them in the comments below, and I will answer those questions for you, and we can do this together. But intermittent fasting is a great tool to use. Some people use intermittent fasting alone and just have their meals, and it helps them maintain their weight. One thing, when you do start intermittent fasting, most of us will automatically be reducing our calories anyway because we'll be eating less meals. And the more that you do intermittent fasting, the more natural it becomes. For me, it's a natural way that I eat. I usually don't get hungry until early in the afternoon, and sometimes I forget to eat altogether. So the more that you do keto, and if you add in your intermittent fasting, you're going to see some great benefits from that. And I just want to say keto on, and let's take this journey together. Again, subscribe, like, and share. Have a good evening. Now, putting your intermittent fasting schedule together does not have to be hard at all. Like I said, there are different schedules that you can use. You can do 12 and 12. You can do 16 and 8. You can do 18 and 6. And some people, they do the 20 and 4. So there are many different ways that you can do intermittent fasting, different hours that you can use. As I said, adjust your intermittent fasting schedule to fit your needs. If you do 16 and 8 3 days a week, and then you switch over and do 18 and 6, and then you decide not to fast one day, all of this is fine and dandy. But stick to your diet, stick to your plan, and you'll have great results. I guarantee you.